In this Blender tutorial, I will show you how to erase an area of textured color so that it appears to be transparent. Other tutorials can be found in my playlists. Okay, well I'm going to use this cube. So the first thing you'll need to do is come over to the render properties button, looks like the back of a camera. Select this and select EV followed by cycles. You'll need to do this, it won't work otherwise. Now the next thing, if you come up to the top of the screen, there's a little button, I don't know, you just go materials, preview, select this one, and then come down to the little world that says materials properties, select this and just select a color that you want to use. So let's go for blue. Okay, now you'll need to unwrap this for it to work properly. So if you come up to object mode and then select edit mode and then select UV and then smart UV project and then OK. Go back into object mode, although you don't need to, and then select texture paint. Now you won't have a color here, so what you need to do is go to the no texture and then select the little plus button and select base color. Now the one thing to think about is the width and height pixels. On certain objects these can look a bit sort of square if you like, so the more pixels you use, the smoother any holes or any cutouts you make will be. But I'm going to just leave this as it is for now, but like I said, you could double these figures if you want. And make sure there's a tick in alpha and then select OK. So I'm not going to go into cutting a lot of holes in this, but let's go from the front. I'll roll my middle mouse to zoom in. So if I wanted to say cut a small hole or a large hole out of this face here, if you come up to mix, what you need to do is select erase alpha. And the next thing, you need to think about the size of your circle. Now you can do it by rolling your middle mouse and zooming in and out, or you can actually increase the size of your hole. We're changing the radius up here. That's clearly too big, so it can be a bit of a fiddle. I'll go with this size here. So before cutting the hole, also you've got a strength up here, so if you want to clear a hole, leave it at 100. This at present would leave me with sort of slightly transparent edges, so you've got a couple of options. I'm not going to go into all these, but first of all you've got this, select your fall off. You've got some options here of the kind of brushes that you can use. This one here is a constant, select this. You can also select custom and look at these here, so we've selected the constant one, and also if you want you could create your own as well. And the other thing, stroke can be helpful at present because I'm just creating a hole. This would do, but if you wanted to create a straight line, select the line. You've got different options here, but for this instance I'm going to use space. I'm going to place this in the middle and just left click. Now you can't see anything because I'm not in preview. So what I should have done was go on the materials preview and then left clicked, but that's it. Or rendered view as well. Now if I wanted to, I don't know, fill part of the hole in or just erase this again, if I said add alpha and put this down a little bit more, I could put something like this. And really it's just down to how good you are using these brushes and these options here. The line is quite handy. And that is really all there is to it from this point of view. I'm not going to go into any more, but what you will need to do now is go back to layout, drag your view around, and then go into rendered view. This is the very right hand view up here, and it still won't be transparent. So what you'll need to do is go into shading up here, and then your texture here. If you just connect your alpha into the alpha on the BSDM tab, and then go back into layout. Although you can't see it, this has actually got a hole in it. Let me move the lamp. And as you can see, this has actually got a hole cut out in it. This works fine for the BSDM. If you want to use a different sort of material, you'll need to change a couple of things. So like if I wanted to have this as an emission, what I would do is I just drag this screen up. Again, you could go into shading and then select the little clock and shader editor. Make sure your object's selected, obviously. So here we've got this set up here. So if I wanted to change this materials, what I need to do is give myself a bit of space and then add, I don't know, go into shader, let's go for diffused BSDM, drag this in, add again, shader, mix shader, and shader again, transparent. Make sure that the transparent color matched your color that you painted your hole with, and we'll delete this, and the diffuse BSDM, we'll get, I don't know, let's go red. And what you need to do here is connect the solid color to the bottom shader. It's this one here. The transparent to the top shader. Your alpha color to the diffuse BSDM. Sorry, your color to your color on your diffuse. Then your alpha into the FAC. And connect the shader back into the materials output. And I did something wrong here. Obviously the color is in the texture, so you can't change it, but that is basically how you set it up. Slightly differently if you want to use other shaders. Just forget that bit about color in this one here, and because the color is in the texture, forgot that. And that's basically all there is to it. So hopefully this helps someone. Thank you for watching. Cheers.